What up, guys? This is
Cheevo, guys.
back here again with another video. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys some early gameplay of Riders Republic. Specifically, I'm going to be showing you guys gameplay of what they call a mass race. This is what I'd say is their version of a battle royale. It's a 64-person race. This mass race is going to include 3 different rounds, and each round is a multi-sport race. For instance, in this first round, we're going to be playing 4 different sports. We're going to be downhill biking, then skiing, then rocket winging, which is basically like a wingsuit with the jetpack, and then the race is going to finish off with a quote-unquote special event. Now immediately, this game was giving me Fall Guys vibes, just because, you know, right when you start in Fall Guys, all of the different players are just storming forward. It's very similar here, you know, you have 64 different players trying to make their way down the same trail. And it gets sort of hectic, especially because the players actually knock into each other. You can't just like ghost your way into another player. You are going to ram each other, so it makes it a little bit crazy. And you can also execute tricks. I mean, tricks aren't required. Ultimately, this is a race, but I like to throw down some tricks. You know, when I get some big jumps, why not? Now, so far it looks like 3 players dropped out, and I'm in 15th place out of 61 players. But I'm sure that's not going to last too long. We'll see how it goes. It must be really hard to get first place in one of these mass races. During the open beta, I only had time to participate in one of these just because they were basically placed every single hour. Was a mass race. You can't necessarily just jump into one right away. You have to wait until on the dot every hour where they host one of these mass races. Probably just because at first they don't have enough players to be hosting a bunch of mass races right away. Now, in terms of the trick system, I gotta say it's very similar to SSX. If you've ever played an SSX game, you're going to feel right at home playing Riders Republic, at least the snowboarding and the skiing. Just because when you're like preparing to jump off of a ramp, you hold down one of the trick buttons and then you press a second trick button in the air. And you know, in SSX, you kind of prepare the trick before the jump. You kind of hold the button down before, and you're kind of holding in the direction that you want to spin. It's the same thing here. And similar to other extreme sports games like Tony Hawk, things like that, you want to stop your spin at a certain time so that you're even with the ground when you land. So there's a landing mechanic that's involved in this game as well. You can either try to do the manual landings, which, you know, could be successful or not successful. They could definitely end up resulting in a big bail. But on the other side of that, if you want to play easier and you just want to bust a bunch of tricks and pretty much land guaranteed all of the time, you can turn on auto landing, which is automatically going to land perfect for you. I tried this out and I actually really enjoyed playing like this just because it gave it more of an arcade feel. Now, as you can see, now we're flying the rocket wing, which is basically like a jetpack instead of a wingsuit. Now, from what I've read, I do think that wingsuiting is going to be included in the game. However, it wasn't included in the open beta. The only type of flying they had was the rocket wing, which again is basically a jetpack. And now we have the 4th and final sport in this round, which is going to be a special event. It's basically the Shack Daddy events, which are like modified vehicles. In this instance, I have a bike with rockets on it. It's the rocket bike, and we're going to have to make our way to the finish line. However, I'm totally destroying the top 15 place I had because they put a bunch of obstacles in the way, and your bike is going super fast. Imagine being in first place the whole race and then just totally messing up here at the end. That'd probably happen to me. I don't know, other people are messing up too. I'm in 18th place right now. I was averaging about 15th place the whole game. Okay, so let's see. It's gonna show the leaderboard in just a second, but we did finish the first round in our mass race. Looks like I ended up getting 18th place. However, there are 3 rounds, so you're going to have to basically average out what place you get amongst those 3 rounds, and that will end up with the final leaderboard and your final place. Alright, so I want to do 18 or better in round 2. If I do worse, then obviously that's going to bring me down the leaderboard. Again, it must be hella hard to get first place or even top 3 in one of these mass races, so much respect to anybody that had success playing this. But again, it's more like a Fall Guys vibe. You have so many people trying to get first place, you know. It's basically Battle Royale, but with extreme sports. Alright, so we have round 2. This round is going to consist of 3 different sports. We're going to have biking, and then a special race, and then it's going to top off with a snow race. We're going to see what the special event or special vehicle is here at the second sport, but it starts off with the downhill biking, which again is super intense and hectic once it starts off, just because you guys do ram into each other, and it makes it super brutal trying to get in first place in the beginning of this race. But if you can manage to get ahead of the pack, it should be fairly easy to stay ahead of everybody else, as long as you don't make any errors, because you don't risk, having anybody ram into you, like if you're in the middle of the pack. But again, I'm averaging about 15th place right now, so hopefully we can beat 18th place and bring up our average. But by no means do I think I'm going to end up placing in the top 3, especially because in the first round I ended up getting 18th place. But we'll see, I'm going to do my best. I gotta say, out of all of the different extreme sports that are in Riders Republic, my favorite is definitely the downhill biking. It's actually a ton of fun, guys, and the fact that we're playing with other people and racing other people online is pretty sick. Now I'm going to try to sprint as much as I can. The thing is that you can't keep your feet on the pedals, because if you keep sprinting, aka spinning the pedals or pushing the pedals, you're going to end up losing control because you're going too fast and you're not going to be able to turn. But as you can see, the sport just changed. It's a special sport or special event, and these are the rocket skis. That's crazy. So I guess most of the special events just consist of strapping rockets to whatever you're trying to ride, whether it's skis, a bike, or wingsuit. But anyhow, I'm really digging these rocket skis, and I got myself in the top 10, so we'll see if we can maintain this. There's a lot of trees right here. Hopefully I don't have too bad of luck. Oh my god, I totally jinxed myself. I hit that ramp, and I ended up flying over the checkpoint, and so I had to go back. However, I'm back in the top 10. 7th place right now. Let's see. Man, I gotta stop talking crap. Every time I try to say I'm ahead, I end up crashing. Let's see. 11th place. Aw, man, it's so easy to miss checkpoints just because you're going so fast with these rockets strapped to your skis. It's intense, man. It makes it super hectic. The word hectic, I mean a good hectic, like Fall Guys hectic. Fall Guys, it's popular for being really hectic. A lot of players facing each other, all trying to get that sweet first place. And you have similar vibes here, except, you're mixing in downhill biking, snowboarding, skiing, wingsuiting, strapping jetpacks to all of them, things like that. Anyhow, gotta pay attention, man. Wow. Alright, so I ended up getting exactly 18th place once again. What are the chances of that? Getting 18th place twice in a row. Alright, so I'm definitely averaging 18. 18, average is 18. So we're going to have to see what we end up getting in the third round to see what our end average is going to be and what our place is going to be out of all 64 players. But I gotta say, I'm really digging this mode. Mass Race, I think, is a really good idea in terms of making Riders Republic more popular. Now, this third and final round is about to start, guys. It's going to start off with a snow race on skis, and then it's going to go into a bike race, and then finally a rocket wing race. So this third round is going to consist of 3 different sports. Again, that's skiing, downhill biking, and then finally rocket wing, which is basically a wingsuit with a jetpack on it. But man, did I start off this race horrible. I'm in 50th place, and there's only 56 players left. Man, we gotta get the top 20 at least. But yeah, this is pretty bad. I was hoping to get 18 3 times in a row. That at least would have been kind of sick compared to, winning the race in first place, which isn't very likely. I'm gonna try to look up a YouTube clip of somebody getting first place in a mass race, because man, that's impressive. Now let's see, this third and final round appears to be going by very quickly, at least compared to the first 2 rounds. Again, the final sport in this third round is going to be rocket wing, except they added a bunch of floating obstacles. I was trying to figure out how these obstacles are floating, and there's actually drones that are keeping them up, which is pretty interesting, I find. Do you think that's realistic? Do you think that they can actually get drones to hold up, targets and things like that for people to fly through in a, wingsuit challenge? It's definitely interesting. Anyhow, just when the race was about to end, it turns out we're going back to mountain biking. It had showed that was only a 3-sport race, but maybe you can play a sport more than once. Well, obviously I guess, because it just happened to us. It only showed 3 sports at the beginning of the race, and we already played all 3 sports, and we're biking for the second time. I'm not complaining because I'm trying to catch up, man. I'm in 46th place. I'm trying to get in the top 20. But I keep crashing and keep, making it worse and worse for myself. I'm totally gonna tank my average right now. I had 18, and now it's gonna be like 40 something place. It's gonna wreck my average. It's gonna bring me down to like 30. Let's see. Oh my gosh, man. Just when I was catching up. Oh, I totally wrecked myself. I'm wasting so much time right now. You can reverse, but if you reverse, then, all of the other players are still advancing. It doesn't stop time for everybody. Man, I'm down to 51st place. That sucks. Especially when there's only 55 players in right now. Jeez, I'm almost dead last. Okay, yeah, it got us back to the rocket wing. So you can definitely play a sport more than once in a mass race. Oh man, I almost hit that tree, man. I'm real eager to try the actual wingsuiting in the game. In real life, I actually like skydiving. I've been skydiving a few times. And so I find wingsuiting very fascinating. But I think to wingsuit, you gotta do like 500 jumps in skydiving before you're able to wingsuit. It's no joke. It's the deadliest sport in the world for people that actually do it in real life. Obviously not with a jetpack, but I'm talking about your standard wingsuit. Anyhow, we went ahead and finished round 3 of this mass race, and I'm totally gonna wreck my average. We're gonna find out shortly. I got 48th place in that 3rd round. In round 1 and round 2, I got 18th place. So this is going to average me out to 25th place overall. Definitely not the top 3 performance that I wanted, but again, I only had an opportunity to participate in one of these mass races. I gotta say, even though it wasn't too successful, I really did have a lot of fun playing this, and I highly recommend playing Riders Republic once it comes out. As always, I'd like to give a huge thank you to all of my Patreon subscribers. We just hit 16 patrons. I'd like to give a special shout out to everybody in the biggest fan club, including TimG84, AOJ, Kegger101, Kana25, Michael Banksa, and Purple Rain 6. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment and don't forget to like and subscribe.